Welcome back, everybody. So in today's video we're going to be talking about one-to-one mentoring and demonstrations and energy, and how all of them are going to sort of merge within this one video, and maybe answer a few questions that a few of you have been asking me lately. So a little bit of a backstory. I demonstrated last night in Bethnal Green, and always an interesting demonstration. It can prove to be difficult sometimes, but they're always good for it. They're always a good congregation. But I am feeling it this morning. I'm really struggling for energy. So I've come to the woods to sort of recharge, because we need to be mindful of that as well. But I'm going to discuss why this happens, how it happens, and then show you how it merges into everything else. You would have heard me say a number of times, your mediumship will depend on where you're working. So whether that be with a client or a demonstration, it will be dependent on the understanding of the people that you're working with which way the reading will go. Let me explain. So any one of you that have done any kind of readings, whether this be in development classes, you know, your circles, or for your friends or family, or strangers within that development circle, there are your mediumship is it's either very free running and everything just goes wonderfully well, or we have difficulty, and the answers aren't coming out. It's just not working. It's not flowing and ebbing in the way that you want it to. You know, it feels like you're stuck, or it's a bit sticky in places. And this will be down to the comprehension a lot of the time to the client in your circle, in your class, in your fill in the blank. Now, I'm certain a lot of you would remember the last time that this stickiness happened. Maybe it happens very often, and it would have been to someone that's new to the class or new to the circle. They don't really have an understanding of mediumship or what readings are, so on and so forth. You get where I'm going with it. And other times you work with someone that you've worked with week in, week out. You know, they understand you, you understand them, and the mediumship just flows. You have a wonderful reading and you feel good, and you go home from it, or you step away from your computer where you've had a good reading, and you just think, do you know what, tonight went really well. It went really well. I'm really happy. I feel boosted. I feel energized. And the ones that you've had a very bad evening on, you know, your circle ain't gone quite right, everything was a little bit sticky, you feel a little bit depleted, you're not quite fully charged, and you know, you're very much in your head. What was going on? How did that happen? Why didn't I get this? Why didn't I do that? You get where I'm going with it. So back to last night at Bethnal Green. You know, I know that they're used to mediums. You know, you've only got to check the list of mediums that they've had beforehand. Most of them publish them online, and you see the styles of mediumship going in. You know, there may be some evidential ones, there may be some spiritual ones that do a lot of love and light. And the point of the video is not to discuss their style of mediumship, it's to discuss your style of mediumship. And so what it is that I know how I work, and I know what they're used to and what they have had for the last 6-7 weeks. And so in my mind, I know I can't go in really punchy and really evidential, because they're just not used to that style of mediumship. A lot of the time they'll be, I want to come to the lady in the pink top, can I work with you? And you've got your mum in the spirit world, and so on and so forth. And that's not my style of mediumship. It's, I have mum here, and mum shows me da 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 da, and she passes like, and she does this, and where am I? And then the hand will go up. So very different. And so what happens is they haven't got a clue how to respond to you. They're almost staring at you as if to go, what on earth are you doing? What is this? Where's my flower? Where's my psychic reading about when's my fella coming, and when's the money coming, and so on and so forth. So I knew immediately I had to adjust. Just looking at the list, just knowing what they're going to expect and what they're used to, I knew I had to adjust my mediumship immediately. And this takes like a mental effort because I'm so used to the way that I work. I will go and do it this way, I'll go and grab that bit, and I'll grab this bit and I'll present it in this way. Everything becomes a very mindful task. I have to think about what I'm going to say. I have to adjust in accordance. And what I tend to find when this happens is that it just comes straight down to very basic kind of mediumship to win over said audience. So hopefully you're one step ahead of me and you realise that this is no different to your circle, to the client within that circle. Some you love reading for, and some are a little bit hard work. You know they're going to play you up, or you know they're going to be a little bit difficult. And so the professionalism within your mediumship is to adjust for the person that's sitting in front of you. Adjust your style, adjust for the comprehension or their expectation. All these variables come into it. And so what happens is we start to realise that mediumship is not just one way. So what a lot of you are doing, I include myself while I was going through my intensive development, is that we believe that once I get that one reading all right, the next one will be all right after that, because I've learned about mediumship, I've learned how to do it now. And you couldn't be more wrong. You could not be more wrong. So hopefully you're starting to realise, oh God, I've done that, because I did it. You know, you think this is the way, and once I've got this and once I've got that, it's absolutely fine. The variables that are within every reading, every circle, every demonstration are never the same, and we have to adjust in accordance. That's when you learn about mediumship. So now I'm on a big hill, so I'm going to be out of breath as I walk and talk up this hill. But that leads me on to one-to-one teaching, and how I believe that it's not good for you. It's not good for your development. It's very, very short-lived. So yes, I can give you maybe a handful of lessons, and because of my understanding and my comprehension, I know where your mediumship's going. I know what you're doing. I know how you're working it. And I can offer advice, and you should try this and you should do that. That will also help, but very, very short-lived. And so it doesn't benefit you to be doing one-to-one training. What you want is the variety that a circle offers you, or a development group, or a residential course. And I get a lot of people asking me for this one-to-one stuff for varied reasons. You know, they may be a little bit public right now, and they don't want to be seen to be going backwards in development. That's not going backwards. That's showing that you know that you can do better, you can get more from it. But it's not value for money, it's not value for your mediumship, because it's very, very difficult for it to last more than sort of 4 or 5 weeks on like once a week development, because you'll get good at reading just for me in the one-to-one training, but you'll take what you've learned from the class and you will still have a bad one. You'll still not get it right. It'll still be sticky. And because of this, you'll think, oh, what a load of rubbish that training was. Shouldn't have invested in it. I shouldn't have done it. But this is why this happens. There will be many of you out there that go, why am I so good in circle, but when I go public, or when I take it out to friends of friends, or read for strangers, it just don't seem to work properly. It's just not doing it for me. And it's because you lack variety. You're not used to getting the no. You're not used to having to work. You're not adjusting. You think mediumship is for like one way, does everybody, and it's not. It's really not. And last night's demonstration for me was the inspiration behind today's video, because I know it's not, and I have to change the variables all the time. So my energy's depleted today because I was very much in my head. It was like a mental workout for me last night. The den was evidential. It was very successful. They've posted last night and today how good it was and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, I'm feeling it today. It was a difficult den because I had to work and manoeuvre the variables for the individual readings that I'd done. I'd done my regular 7 during the evening. So, but I'm feeling it. I've had an extra workout, and you will all find that with your circles, your development, how the variables change your energy. As for the one-to-one teaching, I just don't think it's worth it. I honestly don't. It will cost a lot of money because all the focus and attention is on one individual, but you'll end up being good reading for me on the one-to-one. So I see how you work and we adjust your workstation as such. But I'm not sure it will hold value as you leave that and take it out to strangers or the public. So I think it's better if we label it like a consultation. I can give you stuff to go away and work on. Go away for 3 months, 6 months, work on it, come back, have another consultation, and then go from there, rather than weekly one-to-one teaching, simply because of the value that it holds. It won't serve you. My advice is get in circles if it's the practice that you need. Go and work with the most difficult client in the room. That's going to teach you more than anything than someone that goes, yep, 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 and places the evidence for you, which is another video that's coming up soon about the client saying yes to stuff that didn't really fit your evidence, on the back of another viewer's question. So I think I've covered that today. I think we've done it. So get your comments in the comments. What's your experience? Because I know you've all experienced that with circles, demonstrations, etc. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll see you all in the next video.